The footsteps at the bottom of each page show Frederick's journey through World War One. Where there are no footsteps, we'll be looking at the wider picture of World War One outside of Frederick's own experience. In 1914, Britain found itself at war with Europe. Following the declarations of war and the enabling of the Triple Alliance and Triple Entente, Germany utilised the Schlieffen Plan created in 1905. Expecting attacks on two fronts, from the east in Russia and from the west in France. Germany decided to leave a small army to defend against any eastern Russian attack, and sent its main forces instead to the west to defeat the French in what they planned would be an attack of only 40 days. However, because France had strong defences on the southern Franco-German border, Germany decided to send its troops to the north through Belgium and ignored any neutral agreements with Belgium, and marched its troops through there to then take Paris. However, the Belgian troops fought back against the Germans and they were outnumbered 10-1. On the grounds of the 1839 Treaty of London, Britain had promised Belgium neutrality and protection, and so, on the 4th of August 1914, Britain declared war on Germany and sent its own forces, the BEF. This picture was taken in Ypres in 1912, before the outbreak of the First World War. It shows the Cloth Hall and the cathedral in their original 13th and 14th century buildings. This picture was taken in 1918, at the end of the First World War. It shows Ypres left in complete ruins after 4 years of heavy bombardment by the German shells. You can just about see the remnants of the Cloth Hall and the cathedral from the first picture. On the morning of the 2nd of July 1916, the 64th Brigade took up a position in the rear, also known as the Sausage Support Trench, around about here. Where you can see points A and B is where the Battle of the Somme front lines were. The 64th Brigade continued to support the front lines up until the 4th of July, by where at 9 AM they entered at Diencourt and proceeded by rail to Alais-sur-Somme. They took the rail route down this way to Alais-sur-Somme. Then, from there, they continued by road to a place called Uzeux, which you can see this green point here. They arrived at about 4 PM. They had been fighting for 5 days now. In total, they had lost 19 officers and, amongst their other ranks, 441 men. The French army still held over 2/3 of the Western Front. Field Marshal Haig now had to keep on the pressure on the German forces to prevent any further attacks on the French. The relief of the Allied armies came from Haig's own troops. Between a series of battles on the 3rd, 4th of May, 13th and 14th, and finally at the Battle of Bullecourt on the 3rd to the 16th of May, the Horace offensive finally ended. Battle of the Lys, April 1918, would be where Private Frederick's journey through World War I would end. The regiment diary tells us that on the 16th of April, the 62nd and 64th Brigades were located on the front lines. This date coincides with the German forces retaking Passchendaele, the area that they had lost during the 1917 attacks.